Hello, this is Dr. Anthony Festmeyer, and in this lesson we're going to check out improvising over a 12-bar blues in the key of A in 3 different ways. The first way is just using the A minor pentatonic / blues scale to improvise through the entire 12-bar blues. Next, we'll check out using 3 different pentatonic scales over the 12-bar blues, and then finally we will add in some Dorian fingerings to get us some different sounds over the same 12-bar blues. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first approach is very straightforward. It's just using one scale to improvise over the full 12 bars, and you can get a really great sound just by doing only this. Now, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and explore the blues scale a little bit. So we already know the minor pentatonic scale, and the key of A, that is A, C, D, E, and G. To get the blues scale, we simply add one more note into that scale. So I'm going to play A, C, D, add a D sharp to bridge from the D to the E. So basically I get a chromatic note or a half step thrown in there. So I get D, D sharp, and E. So now the blues scale starting on A is A, C, D, D sharp, E, and G. I can add that D sharp here on the A string at the 6th fret, or if I continue up the scale, I can also add it with my pinky on the G string at the 8th fret. Here's another D sharp. Now this note tends to be used more for inflection, more to lead to either the D or to the E, as opposed to being a note that's really emphasized. So for example, within a solo, I might bring that D sharp down to the D for that type of sound, or I might use it to lead up to the E. Now, the way that I think about the blues scale is essentially being the minor pentatonic scale with this one note added in for inflection. So you might try that when you're improvising. Focus in on the idea of the minor pentatonic scale, but use that note to get that extra bluesy character. Here's an example of improvising over the 12-bar blues with just using the minor pentatonic / blues scale. Now, in the second approach to improvising over 12-bar blues in the key of A, we're going to use 3 different pentatonic scales. We're going to use the A major pentatonic scale, the A minor pentatonic scale, and the B minor pentatonic scale. The A major pentatonic scale is here. If I take my second finger and place it on A and play through the major pentatonic fingering, I get this scale. Now that scale will be used over all the A7 chords. So I have A7 for the first 4 measures, then it goes to D7, I won't use it there, but then I return to A7 again for 2 measures, then we go to B minor 7 / E7, and I won't use it there, but then I hit the A7 again for the last 2 measures. So all the A7 chords we use the major pentatonic scale. Next, I have a D7 chord at measure 5. There, I'm going to switch to the A minor pentatonic scale over that D7 chord. And finally, the last 2 chords in this 12-bar blues are the B minor 7 to E7. I'm going to move my finger up to the 7th fret and play the B minor pentatonic scale over those 2 chords. So let's go ahead and review. I've got the A7 chord first. There I'm going to use the A major pentatonic scale. Then I go to D7 at measure 5. There I'm going to use the A minor pentatonic scale. Then it returns back to the A7 for 2 measures, and I'm back to A major pentatonic. Then for the last four measures, I go B minor 7 to E7 first. There I'm going to use the B minor pentatonic scale. And then I'm going to come back to the A7 for the A major pentatonic scale. Let's go ahead and check out a sample of that. All right, now for the final approach to this 12-bar blues, I'm going to incorporate some Dorian fingerings over some of these chords. But before we do that, let's go ahead and check out those A7 chords again. So we've approached the A7 in a couple of different ways so far. We've used the minor pentatonic scale starting on A, minor pentatonic / blues scale, and we've also used the A major pentatonic. Now you will hear improvisers incorporate both of these sounds over that A7 chord in A blues, and they both give you a different quality. The major pentatonic is a little bit of a brighter type of sound. The minor pentatonic scale is a little bit darker. Now you could use them by themselves, one at a time, or you could kind of intermix them as well. So here's an example of intermixing those scales. I'm going to start with the major pentatonic, move into the minor pentatonic, back to major. So again, that was. Okay, so you can get some great sounds by kind of intermixing both of those sounds. So that's for the A7 chord. We can experiment with both of those sounds over the A7. Now moving on to the D7 chord, there I'm going to use my fingering that I have for the A Dorian scale, etc. Then back to the A7. And then after that, I've got the B minor 7 to E7 again. There I'm going to move up to the 7th fret, and I'm going to use the Dorian scale starting on B for those two measures. And then, of course, I'm back to the A7. Now, let's go ahead and review that one more time. So we've got the A7 chord. There I could use either A major pentatonic or A minor pentatonic / blues. Then we come to the D7 chord. There I'm going to use the fingering for the A Dorian scale. Then we're back to A7. Again, A major pentatonic or A blues / A minor pentatonic. Then we're on to the B minor 7 to the E7. There I'm going to move up and use my Dorian fingering starting on B. Then we're back to the A7 chord again for the A major pentatonic or A blues / A minor pentatonic. Now let's go ahead and check an example of this. I'm going to improvise through this form 2 times. The first time I'm going to use the major pentatonic over all the A7 chords, and then of course the Dorian scale over the D7 and over the B minor to E7. The second time around I'm going to mix up those sounds of the major pentatonic and the minor pentatonic / blues over the A7 chords. Let's check this out.